Available at 3 p.m. today, guys, on Unity Candles, Cruel Jaws Candles, Midsummer Candles, Jaws the Revenge Melts, and Cabin Fever Melts. Link in bio. Don't miss out. I mean, at this point, I almost think you got to apologize. Hey guys, what is going on? This is your old pal CHH, and Friday the 13th fans are hanging on for dear life, it seems like right now. Things are crazy, and there's a lot to get into with this. So, this whole Jason universe thing, this whole thing basically started, I guess, when the lawsuit stuff all kind of settled and the dust settled on that. You know, if you weren't paying attention, basically the script for Friday the 13th, after I think it was like 40 years or right around that time, the ownership could go back to Victor Miller, and he could have control of what was inside of that script, meaning whatever was in there, Jason, Pamela, Friday the 13th, all that. And of course, that caused a huge legal stir with him and Sean Cunningham. Well, the dust has finally settled on all that, and I'm still not exactly sure what's what. But after all that was said and done, there's this whole new Jason universe thing that we started getting wind about, you know, the Friday the 13th Crystal Lake TV show that was coming out from A24 and Peacock, which is still in the works, and actually we've got a little bit of movement. We actually have a star for that now. It's not without its controversy, still, to say the least. Even with all this lawsuit stuff past us, it still seems like things are just in a huge disarray of unorganization and infighting, and probably just lack of any insight on how to do Friday the 13th, unfortunately. But anyway, so yesterday we got this new reveal of the official look of Jason Voorhees. Now, this was slated to be something that is going to be the look officially in a lot of ways for Jason going forward in terms of movies, games, immersive experiences, whatever the fuck that means. What kind of immersive experience can we expect? Is there going to be a ride at Universal? Is there going to be a Jason Voorhees ride or something? Watch me say this, and there actually will be a Friday the 13th ride. I'm not saying I'd be too upset about that. But anyway, guys, let's go to something that I found very interesting. All right, guys, so here's this Ad Week thing that just came out talking about the new Jason, and we actually have some stuff from the people at Horror Inc. talking about this, and what they say will probably shock you. All right, meet the new Jason Voorhees as Friday the 13th, the franchise celebrates 45 years of slang. First look. 45 years into his run as the Slayer-in-Chief of horny camp counselors everywhere, this Friday the 13th boogeyman is getting a new makeover. It's all part of another new beginning for the seminal horror franchise, which is launching and expanding multi-platform, multimedia universe known, appropriately enough, as the Jason universe. Ad Week has your exclusive first look as the Jason Voorhees that audiences will meet in this new brave world. And you'll notice that Jason's appearance marks a return to the earlier Fridays before his trips to hell and outer space turned him into a hulking, deformed monster. At least they actually mention the films in the sense that, like, they know that there were a bunch of them. Here's the quote. "We strive to maintain Jason's original essence while continuing to move toward the future with a defined look and feel that takes Jason into his next chapter," confirms Rob Barsamian, president of Horror Inc., the company that's been a part of the characters past, present, and future. Here's the quote you're going to love. "We're also working with both familiar and fresh franchise voices to strike that balance. One of the voices is special effects legend Greg Nicotero, who aided in the design of the version of Jason that will reside in the Jason universe. We gave Greg our new 13-hole mask and worked together on this full-body look that embodies the classic Jason. He's strong, towering, and terrifying slasher with the machete, his weapon of choice. The launching pad for the Jason universe will be Peacock's upcoming prequel series, Crystal Lake, made in collaboration with A24, but Horror Inc.'s chief marketing officer, Sherry Kahn, promises that their ambitions extend back to the big screen and beyond. We're listening to the fans and actively developing a slate under the Jason Universe banner that spawns new movies, gamings, immersive experiences, collectibles, and more contests. Our film franchise is one of the most enduring horror properties in cinematic history, and we're actively reimagining what the next chapter and the slasher genre overall can become." So, I mean, they're making it sound like this Jason, this look of Jason, is going to be what's going to be in movies going forward. Now, let's take a good look at this Jason real quick. It's pretty evident that I posted this on my YouTube. I posted this all over social media. Nobody seems to like it. 90% of the comments are negative. Most people hate the mask. They hate that the eyes are square holes. They don't really love the look of the character that much. It looks very much like a Sears outfit for Halloween, or for the younger kids, I guess Walgreens, because those are still around. For me, it makes me look like a Kmart costume. And I hear the fans out there. I think this leaves a little to be desired. Interestingly enough, here's the one thing I'll say about this whole thing, and I'm not defending this in any serious scenario, but at the same time, I almost wonder, guys, if this look of Jason is just some sort of mock-up look. I mean, it doesn't look like it's real. I don't think this was a human being in this costume with this mask on. I think this was sort of like a computer-generated thing. And when Greg Nicotero helped out, I assume that means that he basically looked at it and was like, oh yeah, that looks great. You gotta remember, Greg's like not a spring chicken anymore. I don't know how involved he's gonna be in this whole thing. But that's what I think about that. The only hope I have is this really isn't gonna be the look of Jason. I mean, if Jason shows up in this Crystal Lake show, which, if we go back to the original articles when this whole Crystal Lake show was announced, the people involved, A24 and everybody, they were saying, no, we have the rights to put everything in this. Because a lot of people were like, oh, it's a show about Pamela because the rights for Jason are still here, but they can do Pamela, blah, blah, blah. No, they said they can do everything. So this Crystal Lake show, it may be one of those things where it's like a prequel show, meaning it takes place for Pamela during her younger years, and then also flash forwards to real-time stuff like maybe Jason in the camp. I don't know, as the Jason we know and love. Or maybe this is going to be some sort of weird time-changing thing. Who knows? I know it's already a mess. They fired the guy that was spearing the show to begin with, and they're going in a completely different direction, obviously. I'm actually shocked that they actually have an actress tied to this now. In terms of the look of Jason going forward, I mean, it just, image-wise, it looks like a less than version of the remake, which I thought the remake look of Jason was absolutely fantastic. It's funny, these Platinum Dunes guys, I think they were hated at their time, but I think now people are looking back and saying, boy, do we miss Platinum Dunes. I mean, I could be wrong, but my hope is that this image is just a horrible, horrible, basic representation of what it's going to look like. I mean, I can get down with the 13 holes for the hockey mask. It's kind of like cheeky, I guess, but whatever, have at it, guys. But there's no excuse to butcher the shaping of the hockey mask in terms of the eye holes this bad when there's 12 Friday the 13th movies, guys. It's like, this shouldn't be this big of an issue. I don't know why we're changing stuff like that. There's really no point. And if you are listening to the fans, you got to be looking at these comments, guys. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's unacceptable. I mean, at this point, I almost think you got to apologize. The look of the character, I'm down with it. I'm totally down with going back to like a non-zombie Jason, basically pre-Friday the 13th Part 6, and that's all great. That leaves us time to move forward and do different things. But we've got to make sure what we're putting out there for the people, guys, is a better representation of what you mean. My hope is that this whole thing, this whole look of this Jason, is just a very cheap mock-up, like a half-ass blueprint of the character, because it's not good enough on in a lot of ways. Now, I don't want to come across as overtly negative. I am excited that there is movement in Friday the 13th. I always am. I love the series as much as I love anything else. But it always bums me out when it just seems like the fan base as a whole just continues to feel disappointed. It's, the expression is it's Jason's unlucky day, but sometimes it feels like it's more so the fans' unlucky day than anything. So, yeah, it's just a whirlwind of disgruntled fan bases right now. And then there's people that feel that, the fans are overreacting. And I can get that too, because part of me says, I'm not going to hold too much judgment on this. This is probably just some blueprint little mock-up of a look of a Jason that they're going to do. Obviously, in a real-life form, they're going to probably dress this guy a little bit more cinematic looking, and the mask won't look so cheap. It does look like a Walgreens mask on the picture. I hope that's the case. Will it be? I don't know. I don't know, guys. We'll see. But yeah, it's a mess in the Friday the 13th world right now, and I figured let's talk about it since I love this series so much. Let me know what you guys think about this whole fiasco down in the comment section below, guys. For now, this is your old pal CHH. You guys take care, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.